Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jyoti Saxena and my channel is Biotech Medicine. Today we are going to discuss about the virome, some unbelievable facts. Viruses are so small but they can do wonders. Actually they are doing wonders in nature. So that's why I have made this video. You'll find it amazing. Human virome number. So here we are going to talk about the virome present in human beings. You know what is virome? I have made a full detailed video. The link I'll provide to you so you can see that. But just to give you an idea, virome is the complete population of the viruses present in a particular habitat. So here we are talking about those viruses which are present in human beings and especially the number. Let's see. Human virome contains over 1 into 10 power 13 viral particles. That means in one particular person, one individual is having 10 trillion viruses. That is more than the population of the on earth. So can you believe this? This is unbelievable that many viruses are present. And the reason is that they are so small in size, you can't even see them from your naked eyes. So they are present actually everywhere, but in human body also they are present. And this is also, something which is unbelievable, that some studies and some new articles, they show this number as high as 380 trillion, but of course, this can't be true because many of the studies are saying that methodologically rooted number from authentic reviews, if you go through the authentic reviews, then it should be 10 trillion. Even if it is 10 trillion, it is very high number. Then most of these viruses which are present in our body, these are bacteriophages or anniloviruses, retroviruses, herpes viruses. So these type of viruses are mostly present in human body, but many other viruses are also there. These viruses are very unique to every individual. Just like our fingerprints, like we say that fingerprints are unique to every individual and that's why they are used in forensic sciences. Similar to that, this virome, that means the complete set of viruses present in our body, that is also unique to every individual. Even the identical twins have distinct virome. Identical twins generally share the same, not generally, but they always share the same DNA, but the virome is different, and that is because they come in contact with different people, different food they may eat, different type of diseases they may have, their immune system may be different. So because of all these reasons, the virome is also different in spite of the fact that they have the similar type of DNA. And the factors which affect the individual's virome are the lifestyle, the diet which they take, geography, where they are living, location, and what kind of health they are enjoying. So because of all that, the virome is very unique to every individual. Now let's see how they affect our body. When they are present in our body, how they affect us. They live everywhere, in gut, in skin, respiratory tract, blood, everywhere they live. And most of these are not harmful. The general concept is this, that the viruses are disease causing organisms. They always cause certain diseases, and we are very well aware about the coronaviruses and many other viruses. So, but it's not true that most of these are not harmful. They are quietly coexist. Quietly, when we say quietly coexist, that means they live in a kind of mutual tolerance to each other. Both of us are benefited. They get a body to live in, our body to live in, and we are also benefited by them. So that's how they coexist. And only Mostly they are in equilibrium, but only when this equilibrium is broken down or it breaks, then they can be troublemaker. Constant exposure of viruses keeps the immune system alert, because they are present in low number, they are present in our body all the time. So our immune system is on alert. So this is similar to the working of a vaccine, but of course this is a natural one. Then these are the persistent viruses. Many of these viruses are persistent. They help body to learn not to overreact to the harmless microorganism, because our immune system is the one which protect us from different diseases. And if the viruses or any other microorganism comes from outside, then it naturally reacts our immune system. So here, because these are persistent all the time, they are there, and they are not causing any disease also. So because of that, the immune system starts tolerating these viruses, and thus reducing the allergies and reducing the autoimmune diseases. In human body, there are lots of bacterial population as well as lots of viral population present in the gut. So here the viruses regulate the bacterial population. And how do they do that? Because the viruses can attack the bacteria, bacteriophages especially, they attack the bacterial cell, and ultimately after their multiplication they lyse the bacterial cell. So that's how the bacterial cell ultimately dies. So that's how the bacterial strains can be regulated. Their population can be regulated, and one species of bacteria cannot be dominated in the gut. So that is one of the benefit. And some of these gut viruses, they alter the composition of bacterial communities, indirectly affecting the neurotransmitter level and possibly influencing the mental health also. So that is again very amazing fact. Now, these viruses, they can act as genetic engineer also, means natural genetic engineer they can be called as, which is again something which is beyond expectation. These viruses have transferred genes between species since antiquity. That means generally it happens that the viruses help in horizontal gene transfer. That may take between two species. Mostly these species are bacterial species, but not always. Many times the eukaryotic species, single celled as well as multi-celled organisms also participate in that. So then the viruses, what happens, because viruses always have a host, because without host they cannot survive. So when they enter into a host, they multiply there, and during that time duration, they pick up the gene, a small segment uh, of the genetic material, and they take it with them. And when they come out of the donor cell, then they again, after some time, they attack different cell, second cell. And when they enter into the second cell, they leave that genetic material there. So that's how they can do the genetic transfer also. And it's not that it's a new phenomenon. Since antiquity, since long time, this has been happening. And because of that, our own DNA, human DNA, has around 8% of DNA which is considered as the viral origin. That means long back, sometimes during the evolution, it may have happened that the viruses, entered our body, and they left some of the, genes from somewhere else, and they became the part of our genome. So that's how it is still said that around 8% of the genes or 8% of the DNA of our own genome is from viruses. And so you can say this is natural form of genetic engineering. You are not doing it but it is naturally happening. And this ancient virus material, it helps in embryo development and immune defense even today. And that's why it is there. During the course of evolution, it survived because it is quite helpful to us, beneficial to us. Now, let's see the ocean virome. Oceans are full of viromes, or you say full of viruses. Lots of viruses are there in oceans. There are an estimated 10 to the power 30 viruses in ocean. Can you imagine this number? 10 to the power 30. It's difficult to see how many zeros are there. 30. So that many number of viruses are present in the ocean. And another very unbelievable fact is that if these viruses are lined end to end and enough to stretch for 200 million light years, that is something, amazing. That is an amazing fact. They are so small. Viruses are so small you can't even see them from the naked eye. And then also if you line up one after the other, then you will see they'll be equivalent to 200 million light years. And marine viruses regulate the planet's carbon and nutrient cycling, and controlling the phytoplankton population. Phytoplanktons are the microalgae. These are found in abundance in the ocean. They are part of the food web. These phytoplankton viruses are also there. That means the viruses which attack the phytoplanktons. So they regulate the plankton blooms. How do they do that? Because they infect them and then ultimately, burst open them. So that's how whatever the organic material is present inside the cell, which was locked there inside the cell, that comes out. And that goes into so that all organic matter is diverted back to the dissolved organic carbon and goes back to the ocean. So that's how the cycling takes place. It's a kind of microbial loop. And also these viruses are major players in the biological carbon pump. And the viral activity determines how much carbon stays trapped in the ocean and how much returns to the atmosphere. So that kind of role they are playing, which is, very, very important role. And that is directly affecting the global climate regulation. So these are so small, very small entities which are not even, considered as a cell, because they are, non-cellular organisms, acellular organisms. And they are doing all this at the global scale, that too. So that's why I said that all these are the unbelievable things. Now let's see the plant viromes, what they do. Some plant viruses are beneficial, of course, because most of the time we always think that they are the cause of different diseases in plants, but no, they are very beneficial also, some of them. For example, cucumber mosaic virus, it can make plants more drought tolerant. So such plants which have the CMV, that can be more drought tolerant. And viruses in wild grasses help the plant to survive at the extreme temperature. And how much extreme temperature? 60 degrees centigrade. Mostly at 60 degrees centigrade, these plants cannot survive. But here, because, symbiotic relationship is going on, that is also three-way, like virus in fungus and fungus in plant. So that's how these viruses are actually helping the wild grasses to survive at 60 degrees centigrade temperature also. And these viruses are considered as the silent architects of evolution, as plants carry few ancient viral genes. Like we are also carrying some of the viral genes, ancient viral genes. Similarly, the plants are also carrying the ancient viral genes. which now help them to regulate the gene expression and stress responses. So that's what amazing things viruses are doing in the in nature. Now, these viruses also help us in fighting with bacteria. Let's see how. You know, there are many bacteriophages which can attack bacteria. That means what they do ultimately, they lyse them or they kill them. So, you know, they can be an alternative to the antibiotics. What antibiotics do? Antibiotics also do the same thing. When you have any bacterial infection, we take antibiotics, and these antibiotics kill the bacteria. So, same thing is doing these bacteriophages, and they are useful in controlling the drug resistant infections also. You might be knowing that these days the antibiotic resistant bacterial species or bacterial strains are developing very fast, and that's why we have to use new antibiotics all the time. So, because the old antibiotics are not working against these bacteria which have already developed this resistance. So, here you don't need to use the antibiotics. Here you can use the bacteriophages. So, that's how they can help to fight with bacteria, and they can be an alternative to the antibiotics. So, in medical field also they can be very useful. So, the main purpose of making this video was to tell you that these tiny entities can do wonders in the nature. So, thank you so much for listening this video, and please watch my other videos as well, and especially the one which is on the soil virome. I'll give you the link. Thank you so much.